To know how annoying you are? What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Mereyah here. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing another college Q&A. I recently did one of these, but this one is going to be specifically about school that I go to, Texas A&M. By the time this goes up, I think I'll be technically a graduate, but nonetheless, I'm a senior. I'm about to graduate. I'm about to get this degree. A lot of people have a lot of questions about going to just bigger schools or schools in the South, or Texas A&M specifically. So I'm actually bringing my brother on for this video because he also went to Texas A&M and he's older and obviously he's a boy. So I mean, just a little bit of different experience there as we went to A&M kind of at different times and overlapped just a little bit. We're gonna bring him in and get the questions started. Oh, why are you like back there?
This is where the chair was. I just sat on where you put it.
That's a death. You're so odd, like
no, like this is me.
Okay.
This is weird.
No.
Alright, get me to go.
Yes.
Hi, so my name.
Okay guys, well this is my brother. He's gonna tell you a little bit about his time at A&M first. Just
Alright. Okay, so like she said, I'm her brother. My name is Dalston. I'm class of 15. I graduated high school in 11 and I originally went to A&M as an engineering major. Started, hated it. 6 weeks in, decided that wasn't for me, changed my major. Had to take an extra year. Graduated actually May of 16 with just like a bachelor's degree in Kines. Decided to apply for grad school at A&M. I ended up getting my master's. It was basically exercise physiology. Through like that last year of grad school, I decided, well, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this degree. I know I could go get a job, but I didn't know what it was exactly. Graduated in 18 with my master's, and then during that last semester kind of took a few extra classes and then ended up applying to physical therapy school. Ended up getting in the fall, and then so now I'm in physical therapy school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, your story is way more detailed than mine. Yeah, I graduated high school in 2016. The same year he graduated for the first time from A&M, I was like heading into A&M. Studied telecommunication and media all throughout the 4 years. Here I am, a senior. I always wanted to do grad school. I've also talked about that too. Even going in to school, I was like, I know I want to master in something, but I didn't know exactly what. And then the jobs that I had like throughout my undergrad really shaped that for me. So I decided to apply for A&M's marketing program last fall semester. Ended up getting into that. So you guys know I'm going to be pursuing grad school for the next year. So it's really exciting, but we're gonna answer some questions for you guys now. Starting with, what is your favorite A&M tradition or favorite thing about A&M in general?
Football games was something that I enjoyed a lot, obviously. Growing up football, playing football, whatever. You know, growing up like in the Austin area, I had gone to Texas games a lot. But I'd never been to an A&M game. So my very first one was like freshman year, opening day that season. I had never experienced before. Everything about it with students, atmosphere at Kyle Field was just awesome. That was something that really stuck out to me, and then I enjoyed doing that obviously the rest of my time that I was there.
Yes, it's truly unmatched, the sports. That's like one of the big draws of A&M, I think. At least for me, I like knew I wanted to be a part of like a big university. That was like one of the big factors that pushed me to like go there. But my favorite tradition, like if we're talking traditions, a lot of people say Aggie ring, which I think it has to be tied because we love an Aggie ring, and I have a whole video on the day that I got my Aggie ring. It's a great day. But I think like what I usually say is the war hymn, which is like our school like fight song. There's a part in the war hymn where you like link together and you sway. If you're an Aggie, like you just link together. It doesn't matter like who you are, where you come from. You link together and you sway, and like you're all one. And also a really big part of football games too. So yeah, we love the war hymn. Least favorite tradition.
So kind of going with Aggie ring. When you get your ring, you're supposed to get this really large pitcher, fill it with 4 to 5 beers, let it sit out overnight and get nice and hot and ready for you. And then you kind of, you know, get your friends together, whoever's getting their rings at that same time. You drop your ring in there and then you chug it. So it's your ring dunk. It's terrible. So I've heard. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just not about it.
I didn't either. I don't like beer. Like I'm not a beer drinker, so I was always like, no, like I'm not doing that.
Like I literally had, this made me sound really bad, which is all my best friends did this together, and instead of me doing it with them, I just stood off to the side and watched them.
Oh my
god,
because
I just wasn't about it.
A vibe. Yeah. It's okay. It also goes to show you can participate in whatever you want,
right? Which is cool though, you know?
But ring dunks really are a social event. People go all out. out, they rent out venues, they do a whole big thing. There's like giant groups of people who do it. It's a fun time.
I've been to dunks with like hundreds of people.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to go to, and it is my least favorite tradition now.
It's an awesome thing.
So our next question is thoughts on living off campus for your first year.
So I, as did you, lived off campus as freshmen.
2%ers.
And this is different from you. I went to school and lived with 3 people that I was really good friends with from high school. I didn't have to worry about random roommates figuring out like who was doing what, or going through that like awkward stage of like, will you clean up after yourself, or like, will you do this or that? Like, it was very easy to like walk up to them and be like, hey, this is how we're gonna try to do things. But I will say, if you are a freshman or you are an incoming freshman, living on campus has a ton of perks. Very convenient. My wife lived on campus. She, you know, would have an 8 a.m. class, would roll out of bed at 7:50. Game days, you don't have to worry about parking. And I think it's also like a really nice way to meet people.
Yeah.
In your hallway, or like on your floor, and like in your dorm.
Yeah. If I have any regrets, it would be like not living on campus. And
take the experience, you know, for what it's worth.
It's a good experience.
Then move out as a sophomore and do your thing.
Oh my gosh. Move out. Please.
Spicy question.
What is it like being a minority on campus?
Honestly, I never experienced any sort of issues personally. I mean, I spent 7 years there on campus, never had an issue, and honestly, I was only afforded opportunity after opportunity. I definitely wasn't excluded from being given the opportunity to do things and be a leader, get an education, having all these things provided for me because of like what I look like. That was never an issue. And I guess you can hear things from this person or that person, but I never really saw it or felt it. So I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think obviously everyone's experience is different. Like, I've had nothing but positive experiences at A&M. Like, this is my personal experience, and I would encourage anyone to go and continue to contribute to the diversity on campus. From my personal experience, I have nothing but good things to say about the people.
College Station, like A&M as a whole, kind of has that.
It is a
but
stigma.
It definitely has that stigma of like being very conservative, Southern, and, you know, for lack of better terms, like white. At the end of the day, I think people there are just really genuinely good people for the most part, you know.
What's something you wish you knew about A&M that you didn't learn until you started class? Oh, I honestly didn't think about it. No, I remember. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it was the traffic. And that really hit me hard because, like I said, my first year, and you too, like didn't live on campus. Getting into class, getting into the parking garage, the mornings and after, y'all, like the traffic does not play. I'm not even gonna like try and sugarcoat anything. It is trash. College Station's only growing. I have to be honest with these people.
No, it's fair, yeah.
College Station's only growing, and I mean, everyone's gonna experience it. Everyone's gonna be trapped in a gridlock at some point.
You'll just have to learn what time is a hot time, what areas of town, like whether it's George Bush or like Welburn, or like what part of 2818 is busy, or like how am I going to get to 6th
I'm like
the like
triggered.
fastest.
I'm like
and
triggered.
You just have to know like where to go and like what streets to take, and that comes with time. And like by the time I was like a junior or a senior, like I knew where to go, and like I would much rather drive out of my way and be moving the whole time than sit in a line at a red light over and over and over again. So like I would go out of my way sometimes, just take a little drive around town to like avoid stuff. So
it's also like the mass of people that are like actually involved.
For me, that was what was the biggest thing, was like how big A&M is. Like you don't realize it, and like I went to a big high school, and like you went to a large high school. There's no comparison to the amount of people and like how large the actual campus is, and like having to understand that you have to walk maybe a mile between your classes in 20 minutes in September when it's 100 degrees outside and it's humid.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other people like in your way, and like banners everywhere, student organizations in your face. Like, it's a time.
Everybody's hustling though. You gotta make
Everyone's hustling, yeah. It's a very unique atmosphere. Why did you choose A&M?
Truthfully, I chose A&M because, like I said, I was going in as an engineering major. I got into A&M's engineering program, but I did not get into UT's. So like I grew up thinking I was gonna go to Texas regardless, whatever. And for whatever reason, I didn't get into UT's program. I had friends going, I was set up better there. I got more like scholarship money from them. It was like, well, I guess that's where I'm going. So it's just kind of how it worked out for me, and obviously it was fine. So
my story is not the same. Honestly, when I was in high school, like I just always was just like, yeah, college. I knew I was gonna go, but I like never really gave like a lot of thought. Like I didn't have like a dream school or anything. Honestly, one of the big reasons that I went is because he was already here. Like it was just that familiarity aspect. I was like, oh, like
And I was going to be there.
And you were going to continue to be
staying.
there. A&M also fit this other mold that I really wanted. Like we kind of mentioned before, like I went to a pretty large high school, like I was really highly involved, and A&M checks all those boxes. Student involvement is huge. Obviously, it's a really big D1 school. The traditions of A&M just really drew me as well, like having all this history and all of these like traditions that really make you feel like a part of something. That was just like the icing on the cake. What is there to do on the weekend?
There's always sports going on.
Yeah.
So like if you like sports, recommend going to see everything, like not just football. Make an attempt to go see like women's soccer. They're very good. You know, when it's basketball season, our basketball team, go check them out. Women's basketball, they're also very good always.
They're hype. Oh my gosh, so good.
You know, baseball obviously draws a huge crowd, but our women's softball team is usually really good. And then we have really nice facilities regardless of where you go. So like, just go check everything out, go see all the sports.
Honestly, like there's always events going on in the Bryan College Station area. Downtown Bryan, yes, highly encourage.
Downtown Bryan is cool.
First Friday of every month, especially in the fall semester. What are your favorite places to study on campus?
I'm probably bad at answering this just because I'm a home studier. When I did study on campus, we would go to Quad Bucks.
My study spot remains on West Campus. It's around Mays Business School. So check it out there. I mean, go to West Campus Library. They renamed it, but call it West Campus Library, okay?
What is it called
They
now?
renamed it. I don't know.
Is it like a person's name? Like somebody gave money?
No, it's called like, I think it's called the BLCC. They renamed WCL Business Library and Collaboration Commons.
That's dope. Move on.
Okay, yeah, study there. That's my, describe your first semester or first year on campus. Do it quick.
I kind of did, but I was an engineering major,
Oh.
decided it wasn't for me, decided I was going to go into coaching, like a kinesiology degree. Figured out what I wanted to do, or had an idea, but really didn't figure out what I wanted to do until much later. If you're not sure, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to go to grad school and I'm still not sure. There's just a world of possibilities out there.
I just figured it out like last year.
Yeah,
So
it's
not a
fine.
big deal.
My first year at A&M was good. My first semester at A&M was trash. By the end of the semester, like I had a really, really rough semester. I had some tough roommate stuff happen, like really sketchy stuff because I lived with random roommates, which is how we were different.
Forgot all about
Like
that.
we had to get the police involved. Like it was some wild times, crazy times. But I also got a really good friendship out of that whole experience. So that's why like the whole year itself was good. But like by the end of the semester, like I really wanted to transfer away from A&M because things just didn't go my way, like the way that I expected them to. And that was really, really hard for me to handle. I handled like a lot of rejection during that semester. It was just really, really tough. Even with the security that I had of like my own family being down the road, like it was still just like hard. But things really turned around once I got like full admin at A&M. Like I just kept trying to give myself opportunities to like find my home at A&M. So I was able to do that. What's your biggest advice for incoming students?
It's okay if you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's okay to switch your major. It is okay to like just ask questions. You'll probably touch on this more, but just like be involved.
The quicker that you can give yourself the opportunity to like have a small group of people to like go to, you'll be so amazed at how small like A&M like quickly feels, and like how like you're just walking around and you see like a person here, a person there, and that is like the feeling that you want to have. That's the feeling that you want to have when you're in college.
And that's not even saying like we come from large schools, but like I had a ton of friends who came from small schools, you know, graduating with less than 100 people in small towns. It's a really big mix. But yeah, when you start seeing people on campus, late first year, second year, and so on, you know, people, it's when it gets nice.
The good thing about A&M is like there's so many ways to do that. I mean, there's a place for everyone for sure. Lastly, do you have any tips on making your schedule?
Practice it, write it down, check it over and over again, research your professors.
Okay guys, camera shut off really abruptly, but I'm back to finish the outro. I was just basically saying thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any other questions about college or anything, you can either follow me on Instagram, DM me there, or if you have any questions for my brother, like he said he's in PT school, or his path at all, or his experience at A&M, leave them in the comments down below. I thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Fuck me way back then, but how about now? I'm up right now.